I think we should transition to weekly syncs now. My vacation update, a like code of conduct, behavioral kind of expectation, because I think we should set something for 60 people. And then Nico also volunteered to join and help Danny with accommodation and chef sourcing. And my distraction, I feel like work life, home life is all just a little chaotic today, and has been this week. So, yeah, I will pass it over to Almond.
Thank you, Heather. Sorry, my mic was open and I didn't notice. My intentions is to hear maybe Danny's updates, because I know that she joined these efforts, so I really would love to see if there's any updates, anything that I can support with. And my distractions is that I have a lot of work, so might be working on the background. But yeah, that's my distraction, and I'll pass it to Danny.
Okay, I think I heard you pass it to me. It was a little hard to hear. I'm still on the West Coast, and I'm just waking up, so that's my distraction, because I have not had my coffee yet. I'm excited about helping with this Devconnect project, and I would love to hear from everybody else here, so that I can make sure I have all the best information to help get this moving as quickly as possible. And yeah, I'm gonna let you guys keep talking so that I can get some coffee and wake up and be really alive. So I'll pass it to Griff.
Thanks, Danny. Yeah, I actually am very distracted by the fact that there's a Polygon call right now that I want to hop to for the first half hour of this. But my intention is just to support you guys in the last half hour in any way that I can and answer any questions, because I know I've been a blocker lately, so I don't want to be that blocker anymore. And I'll throw it over to Mitch, and I'll be back, I guess.
Yeah, sure. I want to listen to the updates and push us to book some accommodations, because I'm getting worried, getting anxious. So yeah, that's my only intention right now, and I'll pass it on to Jake.
Cool. Intentions. I haven't been able to make it. I'm excited just to hear what everybody's been chatting about. Distractions. It's dinner time, and we have family over, so you might hear some background noise. Give it to my friend Anna Maria.
Thank you. It's my first time at the meeting also, and I'm just here to see if I can help in any way with the organization and the others.
And I think Nicola still needs to go.
Yes, thanks. I can go. Yeah, so I'm here basically to sync up, see what are the freshest updates. Also apologize because I wasn't able to really help much with the retreat centers, and I guess there was just miscommunication. So I'm just curious, what's the consensus and decision on budget and stuff like that. But also wanted to announce that I'm not 100% sure if I can attend. I just changed plans and decided to prioritize myself, so I'm taking some time off before that, and that's going to be in 3 weeks, but I want to help as much as I can still with the stuff, and we'll see if I make it or not. But I wanted to just put it out there to let everyone know, and I'm excited for Danny to be here and of support, and so many people on the call. So yeah, and my distractions, I'll try to be fully here, so no, none. And I'm gonna pass it to Suga.
Thanks, Nicola. Hey, everybody, just here to, be up to speed. And also, all's good, no distractions, and I'll pass to Pedro.
Good morning, everyone. Doing good. Lots on my plate. Excited about the whole thing, and like Ana Maria, I'm also like joining for the first time and curious to learn more and to help where I can. And I pass to anyone who hasn't done it yet.
Let's see. Santi.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be able to talk today. Just coming back to normal life after surgery and joining the meeting for the first time just to get updates and just try to little by little get back to the group. And I think Ashley still has to go.
Yes, thank you, Santi. Good to hear that. I hope you recover well. My intentions, I guess, for this call are to find some clarity. I feel like with people being gone at Burning Man, there was just like a lot of things that we couldn't get answers to, and we don't, we're really close. We don't have accommodation yet, so like let's get the ball rolling, you guys. And that's why I came, see how I can help with that. And I think that I am the last. Oh no, Kotabe jumped in. Distractions and dogs in the background, but Kotabe, go ahead.
Hear me?
We're just, yeah.
Okay, nice. Intentions and distractions?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just here to listen in, see a little bit, understand a little bit more of DevCon. And distractions, well, I'm just a little bit early in the morning and just setting up in my place. That's it. Pass it back to you, Heather, I guess.
Yes, thank you. So I think the very first topic of conversation is accommodation. This is the big one. So luckily, Danny joined our team at the end of last week, and she's going to really lead us finding accommodations because I've been a bit terrorized with the like massive amount of people. I'm not an event planner, and then we added more people last week. Originally, it was just going to be a Giveth retreat, and now it's expanded to the Giveth Galaxy retreat. So that's added about 10 or so more people. I'm still cat herding, and so right now we have 2 options, and unfortunately I don't have any recent updates like as of this week, but the first option, and we can kind of scroll down to the past notes. The first option has been Event Flare. They are a event planning company, and they are very aware that Devconnect is coming to Istanbul, and they accept crypto. So they've been doing a lot of large group gathering for other crypto orgs. However, their first quote for us was a ton of money. It was it was a 130,000 K, which is definitely over our budget. So Franco has been the point person for this, and he asked for a lower quote. And as of right now, I don't have any update from Franco. He is on vacation. But overall, our budget is between $30 and $40 a night per person. And then that's going to be for accommodation. And then for meals, it's going to be between $10 and $12 per person per day. So that's what we are aiming for. Our second option is a realtor who Monique knows, and is right now offering a hotel with a total capacity for 60 people in a very desirable area, and that is for 32 USD per person per night. So that's definitely in our budget. We need more info, and we need to get connected with the realtor. There's been a bit of a language barrier, so Monique has been graciously translating So yeah, that's our two big options right now. Does anybody have any other accommodation updates?
I don't have an update for you. I did, as you know, meet with you, Heather, and also I got to meet with Franco briefly. I didn't get the event flare contact, so I need to follow up with that. But from what I do know a few people that are over in that area. I've been reaching out and gathering information, also looking to find out about the kitchen and availability of chefs and food costs in that area. So at the moment, what I have is a bunch of requests for information, and I expect information back here today. But that rate and that hotel, I haven't had any negative feedback on that. I did a little checking on that. So I do think that I know we need to get some details about how many beds and information like that so that we can book it. I think that's the blocker right now, is just to get the information to make sure we're not making a horrible mistake. But everything sounds good so far.
Heather,
So, oh yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, late to the party, but will there be maybe an option as well to take a little bit off of the event planning plate, yourself, Danny, anybody else? You just gave out some metrics as to per day, per diem. Maybe there's an option where if someone wants to, maybe even, i.e. me, bringing my family, if I had that option of, okay, this is what the per diem is per day, now go out and book your own stuff, and that's all you're going to receive because you're, going to do it yourself. That could take some of the headcount off of the hotel needs. And that was just a thought I had, was creating this kind of a stipend per day based off of what it's going to cost for food and lodging at an accommodation.
Yeah, I love that idea as like a backup plan B, and if other people feel differently, please let me know. I think it's really important that at first we just try and get a group accommodation, and then if that doesn't work, then I think a per diem per day where people just have to book their own stuff, and then we'll try and get like a group gathering space or something, I think could be a backup plan. So
there's still going to need to be like one main central location to be doing working spaces, and the point of the retreat is to be together. But I was just trying to help out and think of a way to take some of the headcount off of this Giveth event planning, and that would be one way that could assist, where give some people some independence and a stipend, and it could help.
I think that is a great idea. I didn't think of it, so I definitely appreciate it. Does anyone else have any other ideas around accommodation?
I just want to reflect on that because if there's people who have the capacity and the awareness of that area to be able to do that, I think it's good to know, because maybe, what I'm thinking about is this number, right? That's what is the concern. We know we need 60 people and we don't know all of the beds. But if we knew that some people would be perfectly fine making arrangements in the area and coming in, it just helps not make it less firm as to our needs. So that's helpful to know, Jake, that we could offer that and say, hey, we've got a great place, but it only has enough beds for 50. We could still go with it, be able to hold the meetings there, and provide that stipend to anybody who would want to volunteer to take that. Because that was the one piece of feedback I did get back, is how fixed is our numbers? It's kind of the capacity of this hotel.
Yeah, I was just kind of speaking with some of the devs, like Monique specifically, and if they're going to, as well as me, going to bring a family, then a bathroom space becomes very important with kids, as well as not becoming a burden to, the rest of the community that may be coming and staying up a little bit later, etc. So if Monique, myself, or some of the other team members had that availability, it could free up headcount as well as make it a little bit easier for a family situation, not being in a giant central location.
Yeah, and I think another idea that we had for families is just booking their own Airbnb or accommodation close to wherever we are. So you do have that private space, and then you are also close to us. So that's another idea that's floating around. So Nico, he couldn't be at this call, but he has experience as an event planner, and he has organized yoga retreats, bat mitzvahs, and like last minute helicopter rides in his former job as an executive assistant. So I have like basically told him just to if you want Jenny to like really help you research and have just like kind of relieve them of all the other HR duties. So if you want him as a resource, he's definitely experienced and can help.
Amazing. Does he speak Persian or Farsi?
He speaks Filipino.
Yeah, that's the big thing I've been looking for right now is some translation services in this realm. So I just put out a bunch of requests because that does seem to be the big challenge right now to get the data we need.
Yeah. And so he is now based in Spain. So you guys will have more overlapping work time together. Anybody else have like different leads on accommodation or like any other comments?
So what's the blocker with this realtor with Monique? You just need to talk to them.
Yes, and the language barrier has been an issue.
Yeah.
And her not being very responsive.
Not very responsive. Okay.
Yeah.
That looks great. Like a hotel for 60 people, and then if a couple families go out and get Airbnbs, then whatever.
Yeah, that's our number one choice, at least for our options now. But she's, as I said, getting slow to respond and a language issue. So,
Because even if the Peninsula cuts their price in half, it's still going to be more than this hotel, including food.
Yeah, it's still a lot. Yeah. One idea was also looking at yoga retreat centers because they usually hold large groups of people and have chefs. So that is a task that Nico can help out with.
That's where I have some questions is around the food because I know that's always the other big thing. I feel pretty confident we're going to go with this hotel that's been offered. And the question I have is what kitchen facilities and things are available there? And what are is there something on site that we can just utilize? Or maybe that like this might be another thing like what Jake was saying, where if we do have families that are coming, maybe there's a way to make this something more participatory where there's folks who actually enjoy and want to be helping with the meal planning and preparation. So any chef that we get is still going to need a support team as well. So that feels like something we should also talk about.
Yeah, the idea that we had was hiring some private chefs.
Yeah, and honestly, I was actually searching for the retreat centers. Like I gave it a try and I went ahead and at first it looked like there is a bunch of opportunities. But then when I searched. Oh, really? You cannot hear me?
I can hear you fine.
I hear you now.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so basically I found out that then it's not actually a retreat centers, but it's a bunch of just like places where you can go and exercise yoga. So I wasn't successful in finding a whole retreat venue place that would be possible for rent, basically. Yeah. I tried and I didn't find anything. So just like FYI on this.
Yeah, I did the
Maybe
same.
it's
I
hidden
did not
somewhere.
find anything suitable.
Did we
Yeah.
ask like Mert or Ata or any of these like local Istanbul people that we know?
I have not asked them.
Okay, I can make a little group. I'm sure that we could get a lot further just by asking the Istanbul locals. You know.
That's exactly what I was trying to find is some locals, and I don't know those people you just mentioned, but I'd love to talk to them.
Griff also knows the guys from ITU Blockchain. They love Giveth, and they're right there in Istanbul. I'm sure they would love to help out, and I think they're a project on the platform.
Yeah, I think the ITU blockchain, they're mostly college kids, but I'm sure that they would have some good advice too. You know, we can, maybe I can make a little Istanbul advisory committee on channel on Telegram.
Yeah. So Danny, are you open to take on that of reaching out to local people?
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been looking for is local contacts. I've just been reaching out into where I know in the event world around the world who's got contacts there. Anybody you can put me in touch with, please do. I will follow up.
Okay, great. Everybody hear that. If you have local contacts in Istanbul, Turkey, send them to Danny. We need to crowdsource.
I'm just going to make a Telegram group right now and we try to get them all in one place.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. And anything else about accommodation, ideas? I mean, this is our biggest to do. And as soon as we get this done, I feel like I can sleep better. Okay. Nothing. All right. So I'll take the crickets as we can move on.
Maybe is there a top on the top amount on the hats? Like how many people?
For the budget? Oh, the head count. So right now, 60. And you know, I like it's also fluctuating. Like now I'm having people saying like, oh, I'm not going to bring my family. Now I'm having people saying, oh, like I am going to come. I thought I wasn't going to come. So it's still moving around a bit, but I think 60 is what we should shoot for. And then if we have extra, then we will put the families in a separate accommodation. Any other general questions?
It does sound like we have a deadline for knowing that number and knowing who all's coming, because then the very next thing is meal planning.
What do you guys think is a good deadline for people to commit, yes or no?
Yesterday.
All right, maybe a more plausible solution.
Next week.
Like Monday next week or Tuesday next week. I'm sorry.
I think Monday sounds good.
Today. Monday? Okay. Love it.
Yeah, sounds fair. A month before.
Okay, so October 2nd.
Part of that is knowing arrival and departure dates, so people need to book flights and things.
Okay. Okay, so I will make an announcement. I mean, I feel like that might be kind of rushed for people. Do you think we could make it the 4th? Because it's already Wednesday and I have to announce that tomorrow. I can't see the screen, so I don't know what people are signaling.
Yeah, well, Heather, I think we need another, we need to get a little more information, like another form to go out with that. So I'd like to work on that with you. Because we need to know arrivals and departures for meal planning. We don't.
We do have that already.
The whole time, right?
We already have that information in our form.
Okay, great. For families too, because I'm assuming it's only 60 people for the 4 days, right? And then it goes down. It'll vary.
I think the peak amount of people is going to be the 4-day Giveth retreat. Okay. So yeah, I will go ahead and make the announcement. I think October 4th would be more reasonable because I just feel like some people are going to freak out about having to buy flights this weekend, but that could be a good thing. All right, thumbs up for Mitch. Okay.
You could just as soon say October 6th, and then it's a month in advance.
I'm going to go with October 4th because it's right in the middle. And I think that will give people like 6 days. And then that will still give us time at the end of next week to like work on getting a head count.
Hi Heather, sorry I joined late. Did the dates have been changed, or 6 to 20 is fixed still?
The dates are the 6th to the 20th, and you're the man that we need. So we really want to pursue the option that you found with the realtor and the hotel. Do you have any updates from her regarding beds? Anything at all?
Yeah, he replied to me, but apparently even the owner doesn't have a prepared list. So he just said to me that it's optional. They can change the beds wherever they want, but the total hotel, the whole accommodation, it's kind of, I can send you a better list. I have to listen to their voice today and translate it because, I tried several times to get the list, but apparently don't have a list. So you just send me voice messages. But for sure, I'll get back to you soon.
Okay, so Danny is going to be the person for this, so please work with her on this. This is like our top priority right now.
Danny,
I'd love to follow.
Are you able to see all the messages in the WhatsApp group, or should I forward it?
I am not.
Because we have the suites and the rooms roughly. So they're going to be, for example, 6 suites with 3 bedrooms, and each bedroom has 3 beds. They just told me something like this, not a specific list. So I think we should be more, ignore it that we do it specifically because it's out of our control to have all the detailed list of the rooms ready for everyone to choose. We can kind of do it there when we arrive for the people that who was the best, way of arrange people in these rooms.
I think just as much information as we can on that will be helpful, because I can just see a group of us kind of like running around the day that we arrive trying to sort beds for like 30, 40 people, and that's going to be a really intense task for us. So yeah, just as much clarity as possible, I'd say.
Sure.
Okay, well, thank you for all of that help. And gosh, sorry, I feel like what else? Most people just wanted to listen to updates. I think another update that I had from our call with Griff last week is that we really want to take this time to co-work together and just like brainstorm different ideas for all of our DApps. And we're also going to encourage people to do the ETH Global Hackathon and just come up with projects that are related to Giveth. And the deadline for applying to that is November 1st. So there's still some time. There is an ETH staking requirement to apply. I'll have more information on that when I get the chance to like write up and like send out an announcement of different like type of expectations that well, I'm not sure if expectations is really the right word, but just sort of like desired way that we all interact, because I think it's important to set some guidelines with like 60 people coming. So that is another like update and task that I have. Okay. What else? Sorry, guys. I feel like I'm scrambling right now and feeling the pressure. Does anyone else have like any major updates to add from different tasks that they have been working on related to Devconnect?
So one of the things I'd love a little bit of clarity on, and maybe this is a forum post, but we're all going to be together for those days. You mentioned the word expectations. It would be good to know what we want. What are the goals that we want to have out of those days as well? And are we going to work on working group activities while we have everyone together? Like, what are the things that we feel are most important to get out of these days together?
Yeah, I love that idea. I think it's definitely beneficial and important that we have like a framework of why we are coming together and goals. So thank you for that.
Maybe we can do it like unconference kind of like setup where people are like, okay, I think it's important that we talk about this topic while we're together, and I think it's important that we talk about this topic, and then we can like kind of schedule times to make sure that we touch on each of those topics that people feel are important to talk about, or I don't know, some sort of I've only been to one unconference before, but it was really cool, and I think that could provide some value as well as like take some of the pressure off of pre-planning events and or activities or topics, or like having a pre-formed agenda. We can kind of create the agenda together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I dig that idea. That's also the term that Griff used as well, is an unconference. Do we have time to do that now, or do we have some other more pressing priorities?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay, so what topics would people like to discuss during our retreat?
Growth strategy.
Yeah, also could we create like maybe a form and send it to the people who are coming, and then they can say like maybe we can collect everybody's answers of the people who are coming. Might be a good idea. I know I
Who
leadership.
who would like to create that form?
I'm happy to help with that. Yeah, that's what I was for, so we can have a little bit of discussion about it over the next few days. I know we've had some big changes, the transition from the former circles to the new working groups and chapters and things. So there's some things we can hack on around that as well. So yeah, I'll take that task on. It sounds like maybe I ping you a little bit.
You're kind of cutting out your signal, so I caught maybe like 75% of what you said.
The interesting thing is that I don't think General Magic has the same goals as Giveth. So I'm wondering how you want to format that on conference, because Giveth wants to talk about growth strategy and maybe GM wants to talk about business development. So, it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, in the unconference model that we just, the tricky part will be scheduling, right? Like we'll have a day where people are breaking out into these groups. We'll have a day where there's different things that everyone's talking. There's multiple things you can choose from to participate in. And then other parts of the day that we bring everybody together for some sort of activities for team building and alignment.
Okay, so it sounds like Danny, you have like a clear vision of how retreats kind of work, because I don't. So I really appreciate you creating a form so we can figure out which topics people want to discuss. It sounds like we might need like two different forms, one for Giveth and one for General Magic, or like a way to delineate which topics are for which org.
Yeah, I mean, I think just collecting what people want to talk about based on their roles and interest is the way to start. So getting the accommodation knocked out is something we can get done here in this next week, and also in parallel to that, we'll start collecting information, lay out the flow, get on the ground and work with what we see when we get there and we know.
Okay, I hope I caught everything that you said. Your voice is still kind of breaking out a bit. Okay, so it sounds like we're gonna have some forms go out, and we're gonna create an unconference. Does anyone else have different ideas for how we can form content for our retreat?
I don't know what the options are, but it'd be kind of cool to go do like a big group activity, do like something, all together, like in Turkey, like go explore something together, or go on like a tour together, or I don't know, something fun like that. But I don't know, it might take a whole day, so depending on like the schedule for agenda and all that stuff, maybe we don't really have a time, but it'd be cool to like just go have some fun together besides just like focusing all on work.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's got to be part of it.
I definitely agree. So we want at least one fun outside activity. Jenny, you had some suggestions, I think, but I'm not sure if they were close by to Istanbul or not.
No, not really. I didn't see things. I don't know stuff to do in the city. But like I said, I've reached out to quite a few people, so I expect to have a lot more coming a couple days for next week.
Yay, cool. Yeah, I definitely think people on the ground who live there will have a better idea for sure.
I had some good suggestions, and I know Franco had like looked into some activities too, like different like bath houses or like something like this, or like different activities in Turkey. So maybe Frank touch base with Franco.
Okay, I will. All right. So another sort of like housekeeping an announcement that I have is on Clockify in both Giveth and General Magic. There is a Devconnect planning category. So any of the time and effort that you have put into planning, please record it under that category. So that will help us budget. Another sort of housekeeping item is way back in July, I booked a silent retreat happening at the end of October for 10 days where I will not have access to my phone or internet. Like the like prison guards of this retreat center will literally be taking my phone away. So sorry, I did this before I knew I had this task, but I just want to give you all a heads up. Franco is also on vacation now. I'm curious if there's any other people who are like heavily involved in planning if you're going on vacation anytime soon.
Me. I need to go off. And I think it's going to be 31 up to 6. But the bad news is that the retro PGA voting starts from 7, so I don't know. This is my plan up to now.
And Nicola, did you say that you were also taking time off?
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not sure how heavily I'm involved in planning, but yeah, at this point. But yes, from 16th to 6th.
From the 16th to the 6th of November. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so just heads up, people, that it does seem like a lot of us, or at least several of us who are heavily involved in planning are going to be out at the end of October. So we'll definitely need some people, or just like prepare enough ahead of time so we are covered. All right, let me go back to the top and see what other topics people want to talk about. Gosh, okay. I see that people just kind of wanted updates, and I hope we've provided that. Is Griff in this call? No, okay, he's still in the Polygon call. Yeah, so are there any, we have like 13 more minutes left. Are there any more like general questions that I can answer for people?
I have a question or maybe a suggestion. Can't we just reserve full of 460 people from 6 to 20th without paying attention to what's the schedule of the people coming? If that total that we saw is in our budget, we can reserve for 60 people 2 weeks fully and refill it somehow.
Mm-hmm. I don't think this layout with the bed things, whatever, half of us been to Burning Man, we'll figure it out. And people who would need more needs usually might even just get an Airbnb. So it's like, wow, it's going to cost $20,000 like less than 20 grand.
Yeah.
That's a steal for 60 people.
Okay. Then yeah, it sounds like we need to just book that.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. We'll be able to work out the details as long as we know we have the high level numbers and dates. And then the question is just going to be with the facility, like what's the minimum, if people are leaving early and we have them dropping out, are we able to like pay part of this up front based on the estimate and then pay the remaining balance based on the actuals? So those are things we can work out.
Yeah. All right. Well, it sounds like we have a clear plan going forward with accommodation, that we're going to go for the hotel that Monique found, and we're just going to book it from the 6th to the 20th, and then we'll get there and just figure it out on the ground, and we'll
Like if you pick the hotel, you have the space, just do whatever the hell you want with it. Hire a catering company, or maybe the hotel has a catering company that they liaison with, and then maybe they even have chefs. Maybe they have a whole damn restaurant in there. Who knows? So there's lots of options.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing is the first solution is what is the kitchen and arrangements they have with people there? Is that something that we can just engage with and find out the cost? And then the backup part is there's people that love to do this, produce food for us and give us the nourishment we need to do our work together. So there's more. The first option is definitely to be able to use whatever's already familiar with the kitchen and food that's there and on site.
I think, Danny, I said right now, I'm messaging the group, the WhatsApp group, if you take a look, that there are kitchens in the, in the suits. So if there is a suit, I think we have up to more than 5 kitchens. Because
have a commercial kitchen space at all, or no?
I don't think so, but they have a place for gatherings. It's not a kind of commercial. It's a hotel apartment rather than a standard apartment, and because of that, the fare is a little bit, the price is a little bit lower than the standard hotels.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they offer the catering, and we can find it out.
Yeah. Because the other option is you can always get these people who do like offsite catering, and then they just bring it. Like they can bring the chafing dishes and they can set up or whatever,
Yeah, we asked in the hotel, but we asked from the realtor, but she didn't get back to us about this question specifically about the chefs. However, I want to call her right now, and I can facilitate. I think that they have this cleaning room services, and not every day, but we can do some thinking with them about do they provide cleaning, do they provide catering and stuff like that.
Wow, that would be a bonus to have cleaning room services. That'd be fancy, but yeah.
If there's still more on that, of course, go back to it. I just wanted to jump in. It hasn't been said, but is the assumption then if we're going to book this hotel for 2 weeks, there's no more like retreat outside of Istanbul? The retreat and DevCon will now be in Istanbul for the 2 weeks. Is that correct?
Yes. And, this hotel is located in a really good location. And Zuzalu is also having a week before Devconnect. So it's going to be like bumping in that area. So I think it will be quite fun, and honestly easier just to keep everyone in one place, because we're going to have people trickling in. And organizing transit for 60 people, I think, would just add more that we don't need to, especially when we have this option. So that's our thought process.
Gotcha. Mitch was a chef. time to shine, big boy. Time to shine. 60 person. Do it up.
I mean, I could, but I wouldn't do anything else. That would be it.
Yeah.
You know.
I used to live with there's a famous Parisian called Jim Haynes who would cater, who had open dinner parties for up to 100 people every week. He's an old publisher, writer, founder of the Fringe Festival in Edinburgh. And I lived with him my first year in Paris, and I used to cook that dinner sometimes. Not that I'm offering, but also cooking dinner for 100 people. I'm
Thanks,
familiar.
It's no problem, but like probably we want to be working rather than cooking food.
Yeah, and I want Mitch to have fun.
Yeah, like a Turkish caterer, we could try all this crazy ass like Turkish food, and I think it would be more in line with the experience.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, and this might be a bit of like a fun tangent, but like one idea that I have is like people just kind of like bringing whatever trades or hobbies that they have, and like offering that to the group. Like in ETH Barcelona last year, Melody offered a Tai Chi class for people in the mornings. Lauren did a yoga class. Almond and I were talking about going to the gym. So yeah, I think in like these ways we could definitely have fun and just like kind of show each other like our hobbies and do like some fun unconferencey things too.
Yeah, Heather Pedro posted he would like to offer Qigong. So that would be cool.
So perfect. Yeah. Cool. I'm going to add that to our fun ideas. Yeah, like I could offer meditation and Pedro for Qigong. Oh, yeah. And gym. I also like want to find a gym around there if people are interested in going. Okay. Well, we have 4 minutes left to our call. Are there any more like pressing matters that we need to discuss? I feel like I'm looking at Mitch.
I think that's enough for this week.
Okay. Then it sounds like that's enough for this week. So I think it's important that we do weekly syncs now. So we'll be here at the same time, same place next week. And honestly, thank you everyone for coming. I think this is one of the largest conference planning groups I've ever witnessed. I think we have like 16 or 18 people, which is quite remarkable. And I'm just really excited that everyone is so involved and engaged. And I appreciate all of you. So thank you.
Thanks, Heather, for taking it on.
Thank
everybody.
you.
Goodbye. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.